President-elect Donald Trump has a majority in the Senate and a majority in the House of Representatives as a result of the election yesterday. And now they're going to run roughshod. Look, this was, when it really, really boiled down to it, you guys know my analysis of the election. You guys know here in New York, it didn't matter how I voted. It went to Hillary Clinton. Of course, the state was going to go to Hillary Clinton. I knew that. That's why I voted for Jill Stein. But I also was crystal clear all along in telling you how I would rank the candidates. So I had Jill Stein number 1, Hillary Clinton number 2, Gary Johnson close to her, but number 3, at least according to what percentage I agree with them on the issues. And then number 4, dead last, was Donald Trump. Now, a lot of people, were like, oh, hold on now. Are we really sure that she's the lesser of the two evils? Yes. I'm very certain of that for a variety of reasons. And you're about to find out why I was certain of that. Because if Donald Trump gets elected, as he did, what's the most likely scenario? The Republicans hold the Senate and the House of Representatives. That's what's happening right now. That's what happened. So we have Republicans across the board. What does that mean? The bitch-ass Democrats, what are they going to do? How are they going to fight back against that? They're in the minority everywhere. The Democrats do a bad time fighting when they have a majority. They don't even fight when they have a supermajority, as they did under Obama at one point. So what, you think now, magically they're going to fight. The Democrats are going to fight now that they're in the minority. My ass cheeks, they're going to genuflect at the altar of power and roll over like they always do. They rolled over for Ronald Reagan. They rolled over for George W. Bush. And by the way, for everybody saying, Trump, there's no chance of a Trump presidency. Everybody said that before George W. Bush, too. The guy was an idiot. Everybody's like, oh, come on, that guy's not going to win. Look at him, he's a buffoon. People said about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a shitty actor in his career, and then he became president. So the idea of a reality star can't become president. What? All right, so what is going to happen now since you have Republicans controlling everything? You don't even have to ask me. They fucking tell you what they're going to do. The EPA and the FDA, gone. Now, look, some people say, oh, come on, they're not going to do that. That's too extreme. It may be true that they don't literally come out there and say, we are going to abolish the EPA and the FDA, thank you very much. But here's what they will do. They will appoint people to be the regulators who won't regulate dick, and they'll let the industry get away with everything. This is the old George W. Bush trick. I am appointing somebody to regulate the oil and gas industry who is a former CEO in the oil and gas industry. He's very familiar with the regulations. Yeah, because he's used to evading them. That's why. So they let them get away with anything. Of course, it's corruption. Who the fuck do you think Donald Trump is going to pick, and who are the Republicans going to be in favor of when it comes to ahead of the EPA and ahead of the FDA? Obviously, somebody who will deregulate the shit out of it. Obviously, somebody who will sit idly by as there is more pollution. We made our bed, now we're going to fucking sleep in it. All right, what else are they going to do? They're going to pass tax cuts, man. They're going to do the Bush tax cuts on steroids 2.0. It's Donald Trump's plan. He let you know he was going to do it. He let you know he was going to cut taxes massively for the rich. You think Paul Ryan and the Republicans aren't in agreement with him on that? They may disagree on some things. They're not disagreeing on taxes. So, look, you're concerned about income inequality. It's going to get way worse. You're concerned about the debt and the deficit. It's going to get way worse. Now, these idiots might actually be stupid enough to think, no, we cut taxes massively for the rich and then don't worry about it. Then the budget will magically be balanced. No, it's not. We learn this every single time with all the Republican presidents who tried it. This is why George H.W. Bush, of all people, called it voodoo economics. Because the idea is we cut taxes for the rich and somehow revenue increases into the government. Because they say you're unleashing the beast of the private sector, and there will be so much job growth and so much wealth creation that even though the rich people are paying a lower tax rate, as a raw number, they pay more in taxes. Yeah, but it turns out that doesn't happen. We've tried it. Tried it under Bush, tried it under Reagan. Tried it back before the fucking stock market crash in 1929, and don't think that ain't happening either. Even if it was Hillary Clinton in office, at some point there's gonna be an economic crash. Why? Because this is unsustainable growth. It's another fucking bubble. That's what we're in. And when that thing pops, who's gonna be the person there to have to deal with it and make the decisions? Donald fucking Trump. So we're going to have more tax cuts for the rich. Income inequality is going to get way worse. They're also not going to enforce the Paris Agreement. Donald Trump told you. He told you, hey, climate change is a hoax created by the Chinese. He said it. He said, I'm going to rip up the Paris Agreement on day one. Now, again, do I think he's going to go out there and literally take a sheet of paper, rip it up? Okay, we're not going to enforce that. No, he's not going to do that. But here's what he's going to do. He's just not going to enforce the provisions of it. It's that simple. So you could forget it. If you're a climate change voter, today is a devastating day for you. It's a devastating day, not only for the country, but for the world. Bernie Sanders said, you got to treat this thing like a World War II level threat. Now you have people across the board running the show who don't even believe it's real. Never mind believing it's real, doing something about it, and actually doing enough about it to fight back against it. No way that's going to happen now. No way for at least 4 years, maybe 8 years. They're going to gut Obamacare. Now, they say, we're going to repeal it and replace it. Now, again, maybe they're more savvy than you think they are, and they won't repeal and replace it. But what will they do? Just let it die. It's already bleeding. Just fucking shiv it in the side a little bit. And there you go. Millions more people uninsured. They told you they're going to do it. Now they have the numbers to do it. They're going to take social safety net programs. They are going to get cut so quick. You don't think there's going to be some deal to cut Social Security and Medicare? Oh, it's going to happen, and we're all going to be reeling from it, and the bitch-ass Democrats are going to roll over and make the deal. I'm telling you, that's why I always said I went on a tweet storm about this a few days ago. The idea that a President Trump somehow unifies the Democrats is utter bullshit, because history proves it's bullshit. The Democrats weren't unified against Ronald Reagan. They rolled over. They bent over for George W. Bush. You don't think they'll bend over for Donald Trump and these Republicans? Of course they will. What are you basing it on? This idea of, no, they'll be strong now. No, they're not. No, they're not. They never were. They never will be. Get it through your head. Barack Obama, of all people, said it. We are the change that we've been waiting for. You can't rely on these fucking Democratic politicians. So there you have it. Those are the things just right off the top. I put this segment together in 2 minutes. I did the bullet points. Hey, here's what's going to happen. You want to know why? Because I take them at their word, and I've seen their record. I know what they're capable of. I know what they want to do. I know what they push for. Even when Obama's president, they didn't have the numbers. They tried to repeal Obamacare 60 times. 60 times. When they knew it wasn't going to get through with a Democratic president. Now you have a president who will do it. So what's my message to the Democrats? Fight or go extinct. Look, they have a majority. They don't have a supermajority. You know what the Republicans did to you when you had a majority, but you didn't have a supermajority? They said, that's nice. Permanent filibuster. So anything you propose, just filibustered by default. So, okay, they wanted to play that game? Look, at the time we said it's undemocratic, because it is undemocratic. You open that door, now we're going to walk through it. Everything's permanently filibustered. Now you need 60 votes for it. If they don't do that, man, they have to do it. For the sake of humanity, they have to do that. They have to fight. I have no faith in them to fight. The Republicans want to do all this stuff. They likely will be able to do most of it. And this is just the stuff off the top. I didn't even really sit down and think about it further. There's probably more disastrous stuff that they're going to implement. So there you have it. President Donald J. Trump, Republican Senate, Republican House. The country is in trouble.